All right, so welcome back. I'm here today with three people who apparently had the most chaotic Dungeons and Dragons session in recorded history. We've got the cleric, the rogue, and the wizard. Guys, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, cheers for having us. I still don't fully know how to describe what happened last session. Like, I've been playing D&D for 6 years and nothing has ever come close to this.
Set the scene for me. What kind of campaign is this? What were you doing before everything went sideways?
So, it's a high fantasy campaign, right? Swords and sorcery, the whole thing. We've been playing for about 8 months. We've fought dragons, we've done dungeon crawls, we infiltrated a thieves guild one time, which was brilliant. It's a serious campaign. Our DM, right? He puts in the work. Detailed lore, proper world building. So we're in the middle of escorting a merchant caravan across the plains. Completely normal. Bandits, maybe a goblin ambush, that kind of vibe.
So very grounded, very normal fantasy stuff.
Completely normal. And then the DM goes, and I quote, "You hear a low hum from above. The horses stop. The merchant goes pale." And I'm thinking, okay, Wyvern, maybe a dragon, something with wings. I start preparing a protection spell. Marcus, our barbarian, is already standing up from his chair at the table, ready to fight something. And the DM just lets the silence hang there for like 10 seconds.
He does this thing where he just stares at you. Just stares. And you know something terrible is coming.
Exactly. And then he describes it. He goes, "A shadow falls over the caravan. You look up. Hovering above you, completely silent now, is a large disc-shaped craft. It is metallic. It is spinning slowly. It does not belong here." And we all just looked at each other around the table. Nobody said anything for a solid 5 seconds.
I want to be clear that I immediately began cross-referencing every piece of lore in the campaign for any possible explanation. There was none. This was entirely without precedent.
That's the wizard energy I expected. So what happens next?
A beam of light comes down. Just a classic white beam, straight out of a 50s sci-fi film. And it hits Marcus. And Marcus, the player, he goes, "I try to grab onto the merchant's cart." And the DM rolls. And he fails. And we watch Marcus just slowly rise up off the ground and disappear into the ship. Gone. Just like that. And the merchant is screaming. The horses are losing it, and we're all just standing there looking up at this thing.
What was Marcus doing when he got taken? Like, from his perspective inside the ship?
So the DM splits the party. Literally splits us. Me, Priya, and Aldrich are on the ground, and Marcus gets his own separate scene inside the ship. And the DM describes it as this big white room, very clinical, very alien. And there are 4 of these grey creatures standing around him, looking at him with big black eyes, just observing. And the DM asks Marcus, "What do you do?" And without a single second of hesitation, Marcus's player goes, "I punch the nearest one."
They were looking at me funny. I don't like being looked at funny.
That tracks. So while Marcus is up there starting an intergalactic incident, what are you guys doing on the ground?
Okay, so I, being the responsible one, I cast Sending. It's a spell. You can send a 25-word message to anyone you know. So I send Marcus a message. I say, "Marcus, we see the ship. We're coming for you. Stay calm. Do not engage. We have a plan." 25 words exactly, and we wait. And his reply comes back. 1 word. "Oops."
I heard him say, "Oops," from outside the ship. We were on the ground. I don't know how that's physically possible, but I heard it.
Meanwhile, Aldrich, without telling anyone, just starts floating upward. Just casts fly on himself and starts drifting up toward the ship, like he's going to sort it out with a strongly worded letter. And Priya grabs his robes as he lifts off. She just grabs on and gets dragged up with him. And Aldrich doesn't even notice. He's already composing his opening diplomatic statement in his head.
I was aware of Priya. I simply chose not to acknowledge it until I had established first contact.
So Aldrich gets to the hatch on the underside of the ship and knocks. He literally knocks, like a polite little knock. And the hatch opens, and one of the aliens looks out. And Aldrich goes into full diplomat mode. He introduces himself. He explains that we mean no harm. He asks very calmly for our barbarian back. And the alien just stares at him. And then, and this is the DM's role, the alien says,
"We did not anticipate the angry one."
The alien said that, out loud, in common. We did not anticipate the angry one, and the whole table just lost it. The DM is trying to keep a straight face, and Priya, dangling off Aldrich's robes this whole time, she goes, "Can we have him back?" And the alien goes,
"You may have him. He has named one of us. This is now a diplomatic complication."
Wait, Marcus named one of the aliens?
He named one of the aliens Steve, while punching the others. He apparently punched 3 of them, and one ran and hid behind a console, and Marcus felt bad about it and said, "It's okay, little guy. You're Steve now." And according to the DM, Steve immediately felt a bond. So now Marcus comes out of the hatch carrying Steve under his arm like a football. And Steve is just going along with it. And the aliens are watching from inside. And the alien at the hatch goes,
"Steve has chosen. We respect the choosing. Please do not return."
and the ship just flew away. It just left. And we're all floating there, or standing there in the case of me. And Marcus lands back on the ground with Steve tucked under his arm. And Steve looks around at the medieval fantasy world and just goes,
"This world is very loud. I will stay with Marcus."
Steve is now a party member, an alien, in a medieval fantasy campaign.
Steve is a permanent party member. The DM gave him a full stat block. CR 1/2, bite attack, advantage on investigation checks, and Marcus carries him around in a little sling on his chest like a baby. And Steve just sort of observes everything with enormous black eyes and occasionally says something deeply unsettling that turns out to be exactly right. He's actually become one of the best party members we've ever had. Our DM is a genius, and I will never doubt him again. Drop a comment if your DM has ever done something this unhinged, because I genuinely need to know if this is normal.